Hey, everybody. So while editing this episode, I realized that while we recorded it as two episodes for this one release, which is about the length of a film, I decided that rather than take up all your time watching two episodes at once, we're going to keep them as two separate releases. So at the end of this first part, you will hear us sound like we're going to carry on for episode 5 of The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Instead, we're breaking it into two separate releases. So part 2 will be a separate release. Just wanted to give you the heads up about that. But please enjoy this episode of The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, episode 4. And without further ado, let's get to it. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Rote Reactions. I'm here again with Albert on his quest.
Hey, how's it going?
On his quest to learn all things queer in video. So we're going to go back to the wonderful world of Mrs. Maisel, which we've not been to in a little while.
Yeah.
And we are going to do season 1, episodes 4 and 5. Because we started out with the pilot and then we did 2 and 3. So now we're episode 4 and 5. So at last, we remember that Midge has started to open up to the idea of doing comedy. Then she went back on it and pissed Susie off. And then she came back and said, no, I want to do this. So it's the will she, won't she kind of point in her career. This, by the way, is the episode where I actually introduced Mrs. Maisel to you. So we get back to that one scene.
Oh, that's so cool. Okay.
Yeah, so this is that episode. So now you're going to see the whole context. So we will start off with that. Any thoughts on what you think about Mrs. Maisel so far?
You know, the last episode, I think it was really interesting how we can see that Midge is, I think she's taking this as sort of like a cathartic way to just deal with everything that's happening. So it's very interesting how at first she was like, no, I don't really want to do that, but now she's kind of more into it. So we'll see.
I think the one thing that I have to set up for this opening sequence is that we found out at the end of the last episode that we watched that Midge found out that her husband didn't own their apartment. And the breakdown there was she found out just how much more of her life was not secure. So this one picks up with a wonderful montage of moving back and forth in time. This is one of the things I think Mrs. Maisel does so well is the same sequence camera work, and yet you flip between 2 time zones, and it just is done so beautifully. So we're starting off with Mrs. Maisel, episode 4, The Disappointment of the Dion Quintuplets. And here we go. A very classic Barbra Streisand song.
Go long. We are rid of you at last. Howdy, gay times, cloudy gray times. You are now a thing.
Oh no. They do it so well, this mix of a little bit of drama and the funny stuff. Oh, so romantic.
Nothing better than champagne and Chinese food.
Right.
Happy days are here again. The skies above are clear again. So let's sing a
I still don't understand why he would have an affair with that brainless secretary. Having a wife like this, I mean...
I know, Midge is perfect.
Yes. I mean... Oh.
all together.
Oh, no. Oh.
Shout it now, there's no one who doubt it now. So let's tell the world about it now. Happy days
Okay.
I love this change. Same dress.
Happy times, happy nights, happy days.
Oh, that was lovely. Yeah.
Here again.
Wait, I thought she was only getting rid of his things. Are they
No.
gonna kick her out?
She has to move out.
Oh, Jesus.
His father took the apartment back because they
Yeah,
weren't
yeah,
married.
but didn't her father like arrange for 50% ownership or something?
Yeah, he did, but they're still working. I guess Midge didn't want to go for it because she told him, no, you left, remember?
Yeah.
Ethan, what are you watching?
Mama says it's good.
Liberace. It's magic. And he's
And he's single.
Not my type, Mama.
all right. I put the other end table in the kids' room.
We should get rid of this stuff.
Nonsense. We'll make it fit.
I should sell it.
You'll need it.
The super's not going to store my couch in the basement forever.
He will if he doesn't want his wife to find out there's nothing wrong with Dottie Milford's pipes in 4D. These can go in your father's closet.
What's going in my closet?
Nothing.
Door won't move.
There are things in front of it. Why?
Am I supposed to live in here now? Is that the way people ask breakfast I'm ever going to eat?
Move these, please.
Why are they moving that?
Your father's blocked in.
He is?
Yes, he is.
Abe, please relax.
Well, you said this wasn't going to be an inconvenience. I consider not being able to leave my study somewhat of an inconvenience.
These can go in the kids' room for now.
Keep putting things in the kids' room. We won't have anywhere to put the kids.
Abe, your door is clear. What's that?
It's a box of Joel's things.
I'll take it. Abe, the boxes have been moved.
You'll take it where?
I'll put it in the basement. Abe, I thought you wanted to come out.
No. Option.
Oh my God, that's lovely. It's like he's like a cat.
I'm sure.
Go look in your room. There's a lovely little surprise from your childhood.
Though my adulthood hasn't provided enough little surprises lately.
Oh, he's playing the typewriter. Isn't that something?
Oh my God. Oh,
She's back to her old bedroom.
yeah.
Nickelback,
That was a nice transition.
bazooka for your son.
Fuck you, motherfucking whore.
Holy shit. Okay.
It's a business.
This typewriter's a piece of shit.
Customers can hear you.
Ha. Hey, Darius, look,
Susie Myerson, personal management.
classy, huh? Nice big letters with my number right there in the bottom.
That's my number.
We have a phone.
Just don't forget to introduce me to Dorothy Dandridge when you make it big.
No, when I make it big, if I'm still hanging with you, I'm gonna have Dorothy Dandridge beat me to death with Otto Preminger.
Watch the place a minute.
Yeah, light a match this time. News on Jane.
May I speak to Susan Meyerson, please?
Who the hell is Susan Meyerson?
Hi. Susan?
No.
Your mother named you Susie.
Yes.
Susie, like Susie. Yeah. You just don't seem like a Susie.
But I seem like a Susan?
Well, no.
What do I seem like?
I don't know. Doug?
Seriously?
No, not Doug. Prunella, maybe.
Okay, how do you think this conversation is going so far?
Moving on.
What time are we meeting up today?
I can't do today. The movers have been here since 6, and my parents' apartment's a wreck.
Uh-huh.
I'm trying to make this day as drama-free as possible.
Yep, sure,
Right, there we go.
Can I get a candy bar?
Oh my God.
sure. What kind?
I can't decide between the Zagnut and the Hershey bar.
Well, personally, I like the Zagnut. It's filling. Plus, I had a cousin who lived on a farm. He used to feed Hershey bars to the sheep when they got constipated. And she was a weird broad, but still. Never separate the two again.
You.
Get the Zagnut.
Okay.
What do I do with these shoes? Do I throw them away? Do I keep them in? Or I'm just babbling. Now, how about tomorrow?
Great. Tomorrow's great.
Around 3?
I'll see you then.
Lovely.
Oh, my God, I'm so tired. I'll bring in the dishes, Mama. Did I do it yet?
Forget about the dishes. They'll be here in the morning.
You made your cocoa.
My Parisian cocoa.
Oh, you haven't made this since I left for college.
Well, you're home now. I thought we'd celebrate.
Okay.
Mama, this is delicious.
My husband and I have come to the conclusion that that is him and I'm Rose.
Therefore, I need the room. Miriam, does your son not understand the word therefore? I feel like that's where I lost him.
Do you need something, Papa?
Yes, please explain to your son that I need the room.
Why?
Because it's after dinner, and after dinner, Rose, please explain to your daughter that I need the room.
You can still
The
read.
television is on.
He'll turn it down.
I need silence, complete silence.
Hey, perhaps just for tonight.
No, perhaps just for tonight. This is how I live my life. You both know this.
He's a little boy.
I know that, which is why
Oh,
Go in your study, can't you?
I'm not falling for that again.
Please, Papa.
No, I'm turning it off.
No, Papa, please don't. Have you ever been around Ethan when he can't watch Howdy Doody? Because it's terrible. Trust me, I'm saving you from something here.
I will not be held hostage.
that's a good point.
Home.
It's only temporary.
How do you know? You don't know how long you're going to be here. It could be days, weeks,
It
years.
will not be years.
And I will not spend years adjusting to your needs. See, you have to adjust to mine, to ours, to your mother's needs, mine.
I don't mind if he watches the show.
Oh my God.
I'm never taking you into battle. I'll meet you later once our side is won.
I've got an idea. Why don't we just get another television set? We could put it in Miriam's room.
Yes.
No.
A second television's a wonderful idea. Ethan could go into my room to watch his shows, and I can watch Jack Parr in there at night, so you don't have to hear it.
I don't like Jack Parr. There are jugglers on Jack Parr. We are not paying for another TV just so that you can have Jack Parr in your bedroom. We only have this one in case of a national emergency.
What about the TV you had in your apartment? It's in the basement. I could ask Mrs. Zuckerman to bring it up tomorrow.
No.
Yes, thank you.
That was Joel's TV. I don't want Joel's TV in here.
I don't want Joel's TV in here either. I don't even want this TV in here. That's it. I'm turning it off. That is that.
Oh. Oh wow, that was powerful. Jesus. Yeah. What the-
Control this house.
Sure you do. That was incredible. I love her parents.
Well, we're doomed.
What do you think's going to happen?
You know this is
Remember when
idea.
Miriam every night?
so much upheaval. So
Oh.
And you know her. She thought she had the whole world figured out.
I could have told her she didn't.
I want her to be happy here. I want it to be a nice day for her and the children. What's the harm in getting a second TV?
No,
We can afford it, and it would make everything so much calmer.
I am not a two TV set sort of man. Maybe other people have two TVs. Maybe Jack Parr has two TVs, but not me. End of discussion. I heard myself say end of discussion. Apparently, it's not the end of the discussion.
Miriam needs calm right now. She needs a sense of order and normalcy. I want her to be as happy as possible while she waits
Waits for what?
for Joel
Oh.
to come back.
He hasn't told her.
Rose.
Oh my gosh, she doesn't know.
It's a matter of time. And I want her as distracted and carefree as possible because it will all be over soon.
Rose,
You what?
I'm fine with
Oh
buying a
my
second
God. Oh.
television set.
Oh, thank you, Abe. And no one will ever know that for a brief, shining moment, you were a two TV set sort of
Why
woman.
do they have two different beds?
That was the thing back then. Look.
Yeah, oh my God, that's where she learned it from. Oh my God. That's why she always looks perfect too. Oh my God. And she's been doing that for God knows how many years. Oh. Even the eyelashes. Oh my God. That is so much work. Oh. That was incredible.
I love these little stories that go
Yeah,
on,
yeah,
you know.
yeah. Oh, the dynamic between that, like those two people, is incredible.
Right. Now we're back to our scene.
Oh yeah, you're right.
What do you think? They deserve a slot?
I don't like three guitars.
God damn it, Jackie, you have got to widen your basis for criticism. Is it good music? Are they entertaining? That's how you judge shit like this.
Hey, I told you when I started working here, I didn't like music.
Look, I'm gonna be branching out in my life. I need somebody to pick up the slack around here. You have got to develop some taste. What you think?
I like dog acts.
All right, stop. 10:45. Lose a guitar. Happy?
I find your leadership confusing.
Next. Number 34. 34, get up here. Next.
Go get a dog.
This is even funnier the second time around.
35. Next.
What spot's she getting?
Are you kidding? She can't work here. But damn, I love the flute. Okay, back to business. You're here.
I'm here and ready to work.
Great. Yeah, I have been thinking I'd like to start getting you out there. Small clubs, maybe some amateur nights, but just get your sea legs. I mean, we don't even really know who you are yet.
What does that mean?
Well, I mean, what kind of comic are you? Are you a planter or a stalker?
Stalker.
Will you tell one-liners, stream of consciousness?
Stream of consciousness.
Personal, political?
Personal tinged by political.
Okay, well,
Yeah, yeah.
that's who you are. We have to figure out what you'll say.
Yes. Good. Here. I brought this.
I don't want to read your diary.
It's not my diary. It's not my diary. It's a notebook I write thoughts down in.
That's a fucking diary.
No, it's not. I write down thoughts for jokes.
Oh, I do wish Mitzi Gaynor was my very best friend.
Just read.
Right.
36.
That's me.
Okay.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
There are thoughts here.
Thank you.
I do, however, see Mitzi Gaynor is mentioned.
Well, come on. She's adorable.
Fine. But there's more to think about besides material.
Really? Like what?
Holding for laughs. What are you doing?
Taking notes. Holding for laughs.
Work in the room.
Working in the room.
Dealing with hecklers. How to enter, how to exit, how to use a mic. Mics can be very tricky. You ever heard of Joey Lewis?
Of course.
They say mobsters cut his face because he didn't want to do a club date. Nope. Tripped
Oh,
on the whiteboard.
God.
30% of all comics die from cord related.
Uh-huh, right.
What do you think about my name?
Well, I would send my parents a thank you card, but I've heard worse.
I think I need a new one.
Why?
I don't want to use my real name.
Why not?
Because I don't want people to know I'm talking about me. I want them to think I'm talking about Tula Rain.
That's a stripper name.
What about Lottie McAllister?
Use your real one.
No. Miriam Maisel's a person. Anya Morgenstern.
Oh my God.
Cleaning lady. No.
I'll keep thinking.
Oh God.
I got something to show you.
Susie Meyerson, personal management. Cute.
I'm hand making these things. As of now, I have 8, including the one you are holding, so I'd like it back.
Nice.
Oh, hey, Art Jolie's doing a set at Cafe Watt tonight. You should check him out.
Who?
What do you mean, who? Art Jolie? Guy just got a write-up in the Times last week. Gonna make him a star.
I've never heard of him.
What?
Well, I've had some stuff going on.
Jackie, I'm going out.
Oh, come on.
Let's go. Never heard of Art Jolie.
Where are we going?
Just clip-clop.
Wait.
Get all your little things, your gloves, and your little book, and your knickknacks. Let's go.
Oh my God.
Oh, I love this store. It's got texture. My father's study kind of smells like this.
Like an art
Ew. Oh my God.
Oh, this is the cutest thing ever. Bing Crosby sings Mother Goose. I had such a thing for Bing Crosby when I was little.
Really? So oily looking.
No, he's not.
Look at that.
Oh God. That
Never
is
watch White
gross.
Christmas again. Tubby the Tuba, Woody Woodpecker. Ethan would love this place.
Come on, you didn't come to see this.
There's more? What is
Yeah.
Don't touch. Did you tell her not to touch?
He doesn't want you to touch.
picking up on that?
It's a private collection. Did you tell her it's a private collection and that all sales are subject to the owner's approval?
Tell her yourself. These guys have never spoken to a viable mate before. Virgil, Oz, meet Midge.
Nice to meet you, fellas.
I'm pretty sure that's the sound of two.
Oh my God.
What is this?
Ew.
Part store, part museum, part archives. Sound about right, guys?
Uh-huh.
These guys are insane collectors of sound. Whatever's not in a mainstream store, they seek out and find.
God, political speeches, concerts, Mark Twain presenting at Royal Albert Hall 1904. Did they even have
Wow, that is
recording devices
incredible.
then?
This was an early application, a articulated stylus incising and
Nerd alert. Come here. This is a section I wanted to show you. Comedy recordings dating back 50 plus years. Your Mort Sauls, your Ernie Kovacs, they're great, but there is so much more out there.
What are these?
Oh, party records. They're a whole subgenre. It's not really your style, but you should know who they are.
She should be wearing gloves. I know.
Red Fox. Never heard of it.
Oh, you will.
I'm gonna get this.
Okay, I'm going.
How much?
That's not for sale.
Virgil.
It's my only copy.
Virgil.
Oh.
You know, I'm just realizing how much I don't know about everything. I feel like I've been living in a bubble, but I'm gonna catch up. You'll see. In college, no one could study better than I could. Research, no one was better at research than me. I had fabulous binders. So where do we start?
Well, are you free Tuesday night? Maybe we could go see some comics.
Tuesday night, comics. It's date. Thanks, boys. I'll be...
Susie has the best lines in this show.
Oh my God, she's so good.
This one is perfect. It will just fit on your dresser.
Are you sure Papa's okay with the second TV?
Yes.
He seemed adamant.
Please, it's like the skates.
What skates?
When you were 10, you wanted skates. Your father said no. You threw such a fit, he sent you to your room. 2 days later, I got you skates. I got you this. That's what I do. I get you.
Oh.
The two babies were talking once in the hospital. One asked the other, how you like to be fed, by the bottle or by the other way? Baby say, I'd rather be fed by the bottle because the other way I get too many ashes in my eyes.
My God, I was banging on the door like the Grim Reaper. Didn't you hear me?
No, Mama.
She's acting like a teenager.
Yeah, I know.
Well, dinner is ready. It's getting cold. Lamb curry.
I'll be out in a minute, Mama.
It's incredible.
So if you don't like Kennedy, who do you want for president? Nixon?
Oh, my God. When Richard Milhous Nixon becomes president, we move to France.
I would like to move to France.
We're not moving to France.
I'll get it. Hello, Joel.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Joel. It's Joel.
I remember it.
It's been a while since we were dating.
I came up with the system.
So, you called?
Yeah, I just thought you should know that I got a place, an apartment. Figured it was time to get out of Archie and Imogene's.
I'm sure it was.
So, now that I have my own place,
I'd like to see Ethan a little more, if that's all right.
Oh. Well, tell me about this new place of yours.
Nothing much to tell.
Is it appropriate for Ethan? It's not one of those downtown fifth floor walk-ups with no hot water and a bathtub in the kitchen, is it?
No. Bathtub's down the hall.
Haha.
No, it's not a palace, but it's clean. It's got an elevator, and there's a bed for him if he wants to nap or stay over.
Well, it sounds fine.
Hey, Ethan, don't run away from me like that, okay?
It's fine. He's more than welcome.
Oh my God.
So sorry.
Oh, I think you broke a heel.
Did I? I'm just so late. I'll fix it later. I hope she hasn't spoken yet.
Okay.
All traffic! Hey, what's going on?
Jane speaking.
Jane who?
Jane Jacobs.
Yes. Who is Jane Jacobs?
Never heard of Jane Jacobs? No. Where have you been?
The Upper West Side.
This battle is our battle, the people of Greenwich Village, the ones who understand that cities are made up of more than buildings and roads. All of you who came out today and marched and made signs, you have made your voices heard. So today, it should be your voice speaking.
You read this right.
It's your park, it's your city. You should tell your stories. Anyone who wishes to speak, come up and speak. Just do it loud enough that Robert Moses can hear you over his bulldozer.
Yes!
I'm sorry, but where's Ethan?
With that lady.
She's always like, no, yeah, she's with a random.
Seem to have a lot to say.
Who, me? Oh, no. I've got this, and it's just terrible. Somebody should do something.
We are.
Yes, you are. I see. This is a very impressive gathering.
Why don't you come up and share your story?
Ooh.
Me? Oh.
Come on up, share your story.
Okay.
You know what happens when Midge gets the mic.
Hello. My name is Miriam Maisel. Well, Midge is fine, actually. So, I don't live anywhere near here, and I have absolutely no idea what's going on at all. I mean, 5 minutes ago, I was buying records for my son, and he wanted to walk through the park, and then I stumbled upon this rally, and I was like, so many women in one place. 2-for-1 pantyhose? And then I heard about you, and you, and this so-called Robert Moses. Well, I mean, he's not so-called, but he sounds terrible, and I'm kicking myself for being so out of the loop. I'm trying to read more papers lately. It's interesting. My father pointed out that my favorite part about a newspaper is the ads for shoes, and I felt bad about that, but now I think maybe they just put those ads in newspapers to distract us. Yeah. Because if women don't realize what's going on in the world, they won't step in and fix it.
Oh, that's good. Write that down.
Because they will fix it.
Okay, she's got a sign.
Hello?
Yes, this is Joel Maisel's office.
I love Mrs. Moskowitz.
This is Mrs. Moskowitz. Who's this?
I'm Mrs. Maisel.
Oh, and
Yes. Listen, I'm supposed to meet Mr. Maisel tonight. He's taking his son for the evening, but I got hung up, and I'm not going to be able to make it uptown in time to meet him.
Mrs. Maisel.
And since I'm already downtown, I thought maybe I could just drop Ethan by Joel's new place, but I don't have his new address.
Oh, well, I can give you that.
Let's see here. Oh, there it is. 715 West 116th Street.
Excuse me?
Is that wrong?
Yes, it must be wrong. I meant his new address for his new apartment.
Yes.
Yes, what?
That's his new address.
Oh. I just assumed... He didn't move downtown?
Is 116th Street downtown?
No.
Oh.
Well, I live in Queens, so...
All right, well, thank you for your help.
Mrs. Maisel.
Oh my God, she finally got it. She's adorable.
We never get rid of Mrs. Moskowitz for the rest of the series, and it's worth it.
Oh, that's incredible.
She is lovely.
Oh my God.
Kind of looks like her old place, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Can I help you?
Joel Maisel?
3C.
Remember, he said he wanted a different life.
Yeah, he wanted to follow his dreams and blah, blah, blah. Oh, even the guy looks...
And the doors.
Oh, this is so creepy. What?
What are you doing here?
I'm dropping off your son.
I went by the house to get him. You weren't there.
I know, I got held up. So, let's see the new digs.
Ooh.
Huh. Interesting. Hiya.
I was worried. You should have called. Hey, pal. That's great. It's great.
I did call. Talk to your secretary. Better watch that one.
I'm glad you're okay. Thank you for dropping him off.
You are welcome. Hey, ducks. So, your apartment. It's nice. It's really nice.
Thank you.
In fact, it looks an awful lot like our place.
What?
The building, the hallway, the old man in the elevator.
Mitch.
And isn't that the couch I wanted to buy, but you said it was too deep?
I don't remember what couch
You know, it's funny. I thought I'd find you squatting in some downtown smoke-filled atelier, not 2 blocks away, living the Methodist version of our life. With the Methodist version of me. Does he have an on switch?
Ethan's good now.
Ouch.
You can go if you want.
No, he was throwing up earlier. I figure I should stay around a bit and make sure he's not going to blow again.
What?
You know what's funny? I don't have my apartment anymore. You have my apartment. You have a lot of my things, actually.
Wow.
You're welcome. Dinner?
Yes.
What?
Pot roast?
The Methodist version of brisket.
Can we
Oh
discuss this
my
some other
God.
time, please?
Where's he going? Where's he going?
Boy, do you know how to make an
So is
entrance?
this what you were missing, Joel? Pot roast and Santa Claus?
I don't want to talk about this here.
Should we get lunch somewhere? Is there a mayonnaise and Wonder Bread cafe opening up somewhere we could try?
I was gonna come pick him up. I was gonna come to you so that you wouldn't have to come here.
You are a prince, a real prince. I hope Penny knows what a prince you are.
I don't understand you, Midge.
You don't understand me. Me? Me?
I said I'd come back Remember?
Oh, boy.
I came to you and I said, let's try again. You said no.
Oh, no. You don't get to rewrite this. You're the one who left, not me. I'm the good guy. You're the bad guy. Stamp it, ship it. That's all she wrote, folks.
Fine.
When are you coming to get your things?
I don't know.
You have things at my house, and I want them.
Said you packed them up.
I'm not packing up your things. Penny can pack up your things, so you can buy new things for your new life.
I'll come get them.
Not when I'm home.
Fine. I'll come get my things when you're not home, because we're 4.
You're 4.
And I want my notebook.
What notebook?
My comedy notebook.
You mean my comedy notebook?
It was about me.
Everything's about you.
Why?
I want it.
Yeah, why?
You quit, remember?
I might try again. You don't know. It's mine. I want it.
Well, I don't know where it is, but even if I did, as long as you have Bob Newman.
Ooh, ouch.
Low blow, Mitch.
You said you didn't want our life, but this is our life. You didn't go somewhere exotic or different. You went across the fucking street.
I had to.
You had to? Why? Tell me why.
Doesn't even...
God damn it, Joel, I'll do it.
Because after that night at the club, after I failed like that, I just knew you'd never look at me the same again. You tell me I'm not right.
Well, you're right. Just not about the club part. Sorry I got you mixed up in this. Tell Ethan I'll pick him up tomorrow.
Oh my God. Ouch. That was intense. And also creepy, like really, he's being really creepy.
A man of many faults, a clumsy Joe who wouldn't know.
Oh, she's still wearing it.
From a waltz.
Not anymore.
The gentleman is a dope and not my cup of tea. Why do I get in a dither? He doesn't belong to me. He'll never belong to me.
Well, that's a spell. First stop of the night, ladies and gentlemen. Now, this shithole is kind of an off-the-grid place. Established comics do not come here unless they're trying out material they want no one to see. Bookers do not come here. You will never see Jack Parr represented here in any way, shape, or form.
My father will be very relieved.
What are you doing?
Taking notes, research.
You gonna write everything down?
Everything I think is pertinent or interesting, or could be pertinent or interesting.
So the answer is yes.
No Jack Parr in this shithole. What's this place called?
This shithole.
You're kidding.
Well, not officially, but by anyone who's been here. Now, the good thing about this place, it's a great spot to catch unusual acts you might never see anywhere else. Hey, who's this guy?
He's from Montana.
Oh. What's his blood type?
What?
Throw in another.
For quips, oh my God.
What?
Ladies and gentlemen, I have terrible news. My best friend, my partner for many years, he was like a brother to me. Randy here has committed suicide.
What?
Look, lifeless. I just found him backstage and he didn't even leave a note. But the show must go on. And so I will now do our two-man show act without him. Hey there, Randy. How you doing tonight? And then Randy would say, you mean, who am I doing tonight? That would be a pretty big laugh. He had such great delivery. And then I'd say, Randy, watch what you're saying. There's ladies in the audience. And he'd say,
So funny. I have no fucking idea. You don't think it's funny?
Little friend's gonna be okay.
Upstairs or the downstairs. Now, this is a good mainstream club. Everybody comes here. Bookers, managers, agents, writers come here all the time.
I'll tell you, I like having things to do, but I hate having to do things. Having to do things, never pleasant. Take out the trash, Change a light bulb. Go visit your mother.
See this guy here? He's not really my thing, but he's very
But
solid.
these are the things that we need to learn in school.
It's kind of mad.
They teach us a whole bunch of things that we will never, ever use. Like knowing about the War of 1812. Come to think of it, that's all I remember. I don't remember what that war was about. I think it was because it was 1812. They had no radio, no TV. There was nothing to do except go to war. So why are we at war? Because it's 1812.
You see how he waits after the laugh? Now sometimes you gotta feel it. If you let a joke sit long enough, 2 laughs for the price of 1.
That's interesting.
Hey, that's Marty Kahn.
Is that good?
Marty Kahn is a very important booker. He handles a lot of the Eastern Seaboard clubs. I want to meet him. I want you to meet him.
Okay.
Lots of confidence.
It's up.
What?
It's up.
Oh, yeah.
How are you? Susie Meyerson. My card?
Okay. Personal management, huh? What do you manage?
I manage her.
Singer?
Comedian.
Really? She funny?
She's hilarious. She's got a great tight 10, working on some new material. Time to expand, you know?
Well, she's a looker. I'd love to see her work.
Well, I will let you know once we have a firm date nailed down.
Hey, can I get a couple more cards for my partner?
She only has 8.
How many partners you got?
3.
Come on.
There you go. 3 more cards.
Okay. Talk soon.
Yes, talk soon.
Oh, that was smooth.
We better get something off that fork.
Question, should I have talked?
You did, didn't you?
No.
Oh, yes, next time talk.
And you'll tell him my name.
I didn't? Oh, fuck me. Ooh, that's Benny Mann. That guy's got a stranglehold in Florida. I'm gonna go talk to him. You stay here. Apparently I can't work with props yet.
And today?
What are you doing? Are you stealing my act?
What? Oh, no.
I'm so sick of this. Who sent you?
No one.
Someone out of L.A. hired some local girl who knows shorthand?
Hey, I'm not a shorthand girl.
Wasn't Buddy Hackett, was it? Oh, I didn't think he'd dare, not after I flattened him the last time.
No, Buddy Hackett.
Dana? Green? If it was Green,
Why do you
I swear-
assume someone sent me? Why couldn't I be stealing your act for myself?
Are you kidding me? You can't do my act.
You think it's so hard? I mean, frankly, other than that stooling, it's a fairly pedestrian.
Ooh, ouch.
Pedestrian. Hackett did send you, didn't he? That motherfucker.
What is happening here?
I'm perfectly capable of stealing your act for myself.
Oh, nobody's stealing acts here.
And after I stole it, I could do it better. And in heels.
Yeah.
Okay, we're leaving.
You tell Hackett he shows his face around here again, I'll break his other leg.
Ouch.
Dos, uno, dos, tres.
Okay. Wow.
Come on.
I appreciate this, Laney.
Appreciate nothing. We have a deal.
Well, appreciation's a valuable commodity these days.
You promised me a prime spot at the Gaslight for 2 weeks if I got you in here.
Yeah.
Yeah? What?
I know, you're so terrible.
That doesn't matter.
You have no talent at all.
I didn't ask for your opinion on my singing.
Well, you're...
How about we save the constructive criticism for another time?
All right. Prime spot for 2 weeks, but practice. Do some scales, please. I am begging you. Come on.
Wait here. I have to make sure my manager's not looking.
Laney! Pussy. I'm through. Well, welcome to the Copa.
Oh, I've been to the Copa.
Yeah?
We came last year for our anniversary.
Oh.
However, I've never been to the kitchen at the Copa.
A night of firsts. So, Red Skelton's headlining tonight. You know Red Skelton?
Of course.
You ever seen him live?
No, saw him on Steve Allen once, though.
Better live. He's great live. I mean, this guy's timing, rock solid. It's never off. Ever.
So.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Where the fuck is Laney? We're missing him.
Wait, we can see him from here.
Oh, no.
Recurring joke.
What? Ladies and gentlemen, it's nice to be in the Copa tonight.
Here.
Oh, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It's
clean up on there. Yeah, I get the concept.
As I was walking here tonight, there were a lot of people outside. Someone yelled, "Red Skelton's in the crowd! Red Skelton's in the crowd!" Everybody turned around and looked at me, and gee, I was so embarrassed. I was sorry I yelled.
You see how he...
Yep, got it.
And you see the way...
And then he turns around.
Next week, I'm going down to the Fontainebleau Hotel. That's down in Miami Beach, Florida.
Damn, I love that guy.
What do you want, a
Fucking Laney. I mean, a prime spot for 2 weeks to get me in the room, not to dump me in the kitchen.
Okay, I don't mind.
Yeah, well, of course you don't. You've been to the Copa. I haven't.
She takes a knife.
Oh, why?
I was in a club, and everyone was so drunk, I could hardly see them.
Oh.
We gotta go.
You weren't nice.
Not nice. Not nice.
That's fun. That's fun.
So your brother's smart, huh?
Brother's brilliant, just like my father. I'm so proud of him. He's working for the military now, developing a sonar machine that can talk to whales to tell him to get out of the way of boats.
Is that really what your brother told you he does? Invents a whale saving machine?
Yes. Why?
That's cute. You're cute. Is he close with your parents?
My father's closest to my brother, and my mother's closest to me.
You okay with that situation?
You're asking me an awful lot of questions tonight.
Huh. I find you fascinating. You're like a super coiffed science experiment.
Thought maybe you were trying to be friends.
What? No. I'm just trying to inspire some thoughts for that notebook.
Okay. Seems like you want to be friends.
I do not want to be friends.
I'd like to be friends.
Do you really think the military gives a shit about whales?
We went out tonight like friends.
We went out tonight so you could learn a few things. This was school.
You know my husband left me. You know my father likes my brother best. You know my father teaches at Columbia. My mother went to school in Paris. You know I made the cheerleading squad but quit because my mother feared the bouncing would short the shelf life of my breath.
Okay.
Nuts. You gotta use her.
I don't know anything about you.
Because you don't have to.
Maybe I want to.
Look, both of our futures depend on you making jokes about your weird life. I ask you questions to help you figure out what painful and humiliating moments we can exploit to make a lot of money off of. Not because I care, because I don't. You want your fries?
Yes.
Hi. Oh, you haven't had a freaking fry in like the last 3 minutes?
Only if you tell me.
Oh, yeah.
What am I, trained seal?
I'd like to be friends.
Yeah, I'd like to eat at Peter Luger's every day, but life's a bitch.
Oh, come on, just one thing. Come on, come on, come on. Oh.
My brother's an asshole. My other brother's an asshole. My sister's okay, but she's married to an asshole. My mother washes sheets 14 hours a day. Once a year, she gets drunk and tells us about the time she came in third in the Miss Rockaway pageant, and then sings Danny Boy, which is what she did for the talent portion. And you realize just how great looking she must have been if they actually gave her anything after that racket. And then she passes out, pisses herself, and doesn't speak to anyone for the next 3 weeks.
And your dad?
Oh, he's fine. Yeah, he's a trader at E.F. Hutton. He just...
No.
Really?
No. Haven't seen the man for 15 years. He's a total and complete asshole.
Mm-hmm. All right, so that was a lot. Oh.
Thank you for tonight.
You're welcome.
It's been really illuminating. It is. I want to be really, really good at this. I want to be the best. So I was wondering if you maybe want to do it again tomorrow. Not as friends, just as study partners. Hit a couple clubs.
Mitch.
I'll pay for us to get into the Copa, inside with a table and everything.
I can't do this again tomorrow night. I have a job. Your mom and dad don't pay my bills.
Right. You're right. I'm sorry.
Look, I'm glad this helped. And I love the enthusiasm. But at the end of the day, you gotta know that there's really only one way to truly master stand-up. You just have to do it.
Yeah.
I'd start with that whale saving story. I think.
Miriam, come in here.
Okay. Unexpected.
For her as well.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
Oh my God.
Where have you been?
You scared the daylights out of me.
Answer me, Miriam.
I was out.
Out where?
With a friend.
What friend?
I'm sorry, did something happen?
Do you know what time it is?
It's late.
It's 2 o'clock in the morning. Don't you wear a watch?
Not with this outfit.
We were worried, Miriam. Worried sick. If you must know.
Your mother vomited.
I did not vomit.
Well, she did something in the bathroom that
Oh my God, yeah, she put.
did not come out
Oh.
happy.
I'm sorry I was late, but
But what?
you do know I'm not 16 anymore, don't you?
We thought we did, but then you act like this, sneaking out.
I did not sneak out.
Sneaking in.
I did not sneak in.
You left your bed.
That's a good point.
Her grandparents.
And where is your son, anyway?
Shooting craps.
What?
Shooting craps. I'm kidding. Can we just lighten the mood a little?
No, we cannot. You know the rules of this house. Rule number 1, you do not leave your towels on the floor.
Okay.
Rule number 2, home by 11.
Are you kidding me?
10, if you
Oof.
keep arguing.
You can't give me a curfew. I'm a 26-year-old woman. I have 2 children.
As long as you're living under this roof, my rules apply.
Mama, this is a tad overdramatic, don't you think?
You could have been dead and just.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
The Dion quintuplets would be very disappointed in you right now.
I'm going to bed.
That's it. I've changed my mind. No Jack Parr for you.
What?
Because of your behavior tonight, I'm not buying you a TV. See, there are consequences. Lesson learned. Good. Now go to your room. And if I see those towels on the floor again, you'll be air drying for a month.
Wow. Oh my God. I didn't get the thing about the quintuplets though.
It's the little children you saw on that picture on her wall.
Oh.
She was a fan club member.
Oh.
Don't worry, we'll get the TV in a couple of weeks. You'll see. Do you want me to make us some cocoa?
No, thank you.
Well, if you change your mind.
Joel moved in with Penny, by the way.
Ouch.
I would like to now to meet a very, very funny guy. Welcome, please, Don Adams. Thank you. Good evening. As you probably know, some of the most successful television shows of the past
Oh my God.
years have been about lawyers. And in keeping with this trend, you know, like The Defenders and
I've got to get a job.
Good point.
Okay.
Very interesting. Whoa.
All right, so we will then move on to the next episode. Got to make a switch real quick. What did you think of that one?
Yeah. It's so interesting because it's like she's beginning to deal with reality little by little. She's been so sheltered in a way. She has all this talent and intelligence, but she's never really had to use it to survive. So now she's like, well, maybe I can't live with my parents forever, you know? So this is good. She's going to start to just develop herself to be a fully independent person.
Oh, what's that? Closing time. The bums rush in Melody, dear.